I'm back on what do I even name this couch? I feel like this couch has now just become my like little comfort zone here in my apartment. But I've just been wanting to record, but I couldn't get myself to. I'm sure a lot of you know what's been going on in Lebanon and just it feels unreal when it all started going down. The last I updated you, I was traveling and I was packing to travel, and it happened that I was in my layover and I'm getting messages from my family and friends finding out what's been going on. It just made me not want to have my phone disconnected from the world because so much can happen in a split second. And I really, really hope that in these times we can be there for one another, support. Please do leave any reliable links, anything, any information that you have. If you know something that could be helpful to someone else, please do share that with us. And my messages are always open to talk. It's just been a time that it's hard to imagine that the Lebanon, I was there in July, and that's where that's what I last remember is all the good times I was having with my friends, with my family. Like, just now, fast forward a couple months, and it's a completely different situation going on. So, I I do have someone very special and dear and important to me here today. She's sitting across the room, and I missed her so much. So please get in here. Please get in here, girl. My
Hey,
sister Jess. Oh
I'm
my gosh,
back.
finally. Why has it been so long since we recorded an episode together? We've been talking about this. I think we were like thinking of every situation of how I could we could do it over like online,
Zoom
on
or like,
Zoom, whatever, like, but now it's real. It's
but
not
now I'm here in
AI.
person.
Yeah, so
It's
this
not
it's not
AI.
AI. This is my sister Jess. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Jess. I'm every time I have to introduce myself, I
Why
like
have you had
don't
to like introduce yourself so many times
I
these
don't know,
couple of
like
days
these
that
past few days I've really had to introduce myself and I'm just like, what do I say? How do I introduce myself? I'm Jess. I'm 23 years old. I'm I don't know. I feel like you've Linda introduced me in another
the thing
episode.
is I tend to talk about my family so much that I did get a little bit into our family dynamics and
Hmm.
and and everyone, but I think it would be better coming from you. So, tell us how has it been being in Dubai lately? Just the general life updates. I feel like
It's
an
been
interviewer. This is my
I
first.
know,
No,
right?
I did an episode with our cousin, but
It was more like a
it's
story time, I
yeah,
feel.
yeah, okay.
But Dubai's been good. I've been here for um a while now, almost a month actually.
Yeah.
And Dubai's been good. I'm enjoying it. I'm happy that getting to spend time with
I
you.
know we've been just like the thing is it it's really nice because I'm either here like I come home and I'm like, oh, there's no one, so I video call Jess, but now I come home and I'm like, I see
Yeah.
you. I
And
see
I
you
feel like when we're
here.
together, we're just like I don't know, it makes me feel better, like,
Yeah.
because anytime I would be like down or anything, I call Linda and she'll give me like a pep talk. So now it's like I'm surrounded by her and it's like it's just positive
Yeah, I
energy.
think like really the same over here.
Yeah.
Like anytime I think my type of personality is I need to debrief by the end of the day, and if I don't have anyone to debrief to, I'm like probably gonna debrief to myself. Like I'm just literally
Just
gonna be
all
like
like
talk.
up
Like,
here.
I'm just gonna be like talking out loud or writing in my journal, but I always like to have like I just like to talk about my day at the end of it. So I am glad that we both can do that now
Hmm.
together.
No, and like 2 years living without Linda, like she moved out like two
Don't
years
even
ago.
say that. It doesn't feel
Yeah,
real. It
it's
feels,
about to hit two
it is
years.
about to hit 2 years, and I don't know how I feel
It's
about that.
crazy. And I'm like, me and Linda would have debriefs of our debriefs of our debriefs every
Yeah.
day.
Why do I feel like, is there like, oh no, I just can't see that far. I think I need to
Yeah.
upgrade my glasses, my lenses. Yeah.
But yeah, when we were living together, like we were constantly debriefing and talking
I
and like
know.
going ranting, venting. So Linda
Literally.
leaving, I'm like, so what do I do now?
I
Like
know.
who am I gonna
And it
rant
was
to?
so sudden when I did leave. Like it
Hmm.
was so
I don't think
sudden.
any of us have left in a non-sudden way.
I know. I
It was
know.
always like literally
It
within a
was,
matter of days.
yeah, it was like I love the spontaneousness for us, but also it's,
Sometimes I like things to be a little bit planned.
yeah, it was not really planned. I knew that I wanted to move to Dubai at the time, like it was what I was going for, but just the way it all kind of, what is it, like rolled out or like
Hmm.
played out, just was not what I expected, and I love that kind of.
Hmm. But it turned out great.
Yeah, it did. It did. And having you here makes it always better because Just has visited me a couple times now.
Hmm. So
So,
I got like when people ask how's Dubai, I'm like, I feel like I've been here so many times. Like I got used to it.
yeah. Yeah. Well, what have we really been up to? I think not like mm,
We've been kind of protecting our peace, or at least I have been
yeah.
protecting my peace a little bit too much.
For this weekend though, we don't want to protect our peace,
Yeah.
please. Like it's just
This weekend we're getting out of the house.
yeah, yeah.
I need it.
The thing is, like, I don't mind protecting my peace, but I realize like not much really happens when you protect your peace,
Yeah.
other than your peace being protected.
Yeah.
But like, I'm all here for the life stories. I love the crazy stories. I love the random experiences, and sometimes I tend to get a bit in my bubble. And me and Jess together, it makes one big bubble. That's like just like we just
Yeah, no,
don't.
literally, me and my
Yeah.
brother were talking about this, how we're like protecting our peace a little bit too much. And then my dad was like telling us like crazy stories of when he was younger. I'm like, we need to create like mom and dad lore. Like when I'm a mom, I need some mom lore. Like I need to like have crazy stories to tell my kids.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Nick, you need to have some crazy story to tell your kids. And then, um,
I can't be like, yeah, I protected my peace. No, like
yeah.
I need a
I feel like
backstory. I need,
that like came with like the post grad everything.
mm,
It started to be like hard to like find like a like find a new routine.
yeah, I agree.
And then like spare time I was just like I want to protect my peace
I
now.
know, but like there's nothing better than having a crazy night and then just continuing the next day. If there's anything that I should be protecting, it's my sleep, and that has not been happening lately at all. But that's okay. Anyways, let's not get off track.
Hmm.
Me and Jess were sitting and getting a little bit too emotional, just talking about life, updating one
Hmm.
another. Even though how much we update each other, we can still continuously have things. We just always have something to update,
Yeah.
something to tell each other, update each other. Anyways, you know where I'm getting with this. Pretty much, we were sitting down, probably like here, and talking, and what the term that we've been using is more yapping. We yap a lot and really reminiscing our whole entire childhood. That's what I love about having siblings and kind of siblings that are the same
Same
age,
age. Yeah.
because if you didn't know, Jess is a triplet
Hmm.
with my two brothers, Nicholas and Richard.
And Linda's just 2 years older, so we're
Hmm.
all like same age range.
Yeah.
And so everything we experienced was like maybe like the same timing or a little bit off, like, you
Yeah.
know.
No, but I feel like we kind of follow the same path in a way, which is so crazy. Like everything just tells me, I look back 2 years and I'm like, and I did that and I lived that. And it's like so like we're so similar.
I
And just
know.
all of us, even if you,
And even if I try
yeah,
to like do something different,
the universe is
the
like,
universe is like,
no.
no, you guys are the same person.
But we're
Like
not even twins. And we get that question so much.
with me and Linda, I feel like growing up, it was more younger sister energy, and then when we got
Yeah, like
older, it
fighting
was
over clothes.
yeah,
She wore my shirt, full on fight mode. How can you do that?
yeah. When we were younger, it was more the like older sister, younger sister
Hmm.
dynamic because I don't know, I feel like that's like it's always gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
my mom tells us stories of her and her sisters and they would always fight and then me and Linda when we were younger, we'd be like how are you so close with your sister's mom? And then she's
Hmm.
like it starts that way, but you guys are gonna be best friends. Just wait and see. And then
And we waited
we
and
we
we
saw.
saw, yeah. Yeah. I now I don't think we really fight over anything. Maybe you just being mad at me for doing something stupid, but
Yeah.
like
No, like now I'm like, Linda, can I borrow this? She's like, why are you asking me?
yeah, I've matured. Okay, I've
We moved
matured.
past
We
that.
moved past that. We've just been reminiscing all of these things and talking so much. Like we stay up, we talk a lot. Also, my routine, I think because I was traveling and my I don't know, I just shifted all towards nightlife. I still sleep at like such a awkward time, which is like really late. And then I just drag Jess into my routine. Like
Yeah.
I just drag Jess into that
Guys,
whole thing.
when I was here alone before Linda got back, I had my wake up at like 6, 7 a.m. routine,
Girl,
go to
that's the time
sleep
I'd
at
be
11,
sleeping
12.
at. I sleep at like 5 in the morning and I'm working on it. It's just like,
Yeah.
jet lag, not jet lag, but like Ibiza lag? I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
Ibiza lag should be a new term. It's not jet lag, it's Ibiza lag. I don't know how we always end up routing back to our childhood memories. Well, we did grow up a bit in the US, and I've talked about that multiple times now. So we grew up in the US and then moved to Lebanon. I was turning 10 years old, you were turning 8 years old, right? So it was like 9 and 7, I would
mhm,
say. It does not feel that way. If I look at it, like if I see our little cousins that are 9 years old, I'm like, why did I feel like a full blown adult? Like I
I
understood
know.
everything that was happening. I knew, like I comprehended it so, like I kind of evaluated the whole situation and
Mhm.
mentally prepared for it. But I don't know. I think me and Jess did have different experiences moving at the time and just in general took it in such different ways the whole
Mhm.
entire move because we knew about Lebanon, but we didn't, well, when we were younger, we didn't speak the language. We only
Yeah.
spoke English at home. And yeah, family members would visit, but there wasn't this like real understanding about what Lebanon was. I just knew I was always curious. Like I would always want to know the stories from my parents, from my tita, jiddo, my grandparents, and any family member that was visiting from Lebanon. I did have a couple memories because I visited when I was really young, maybe for a summer once. And so all I remember from that is knefe for some reason. I
Because
got
everyone
as
would bring you some
no, because I
knife.
tried it once in Lebanon. And I remember looking at it and mom's like, try it. I'm like, no, no, no. And then I fell in love with it. So
Oh,
every family member always brought me back knefe. And I just have it's just something that feels like home for me. If you don't know knefe, knefe is just like a cheese sweet
it's a
dessert.
Lebanese
Yeah.
dessert, or like, yeah, it's a Lebanese dessert that has like, it's like a sweet cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I always had this real love towards Lebanon and a curiousness to what life would be like if I did live there.
Hmm.
So when I found out when we were moving, because I kept on asking my parents, like, are we ever going to Lebanon? I want to go to Lebanon. I would journal about it. I would talk about it. I wouldn't stop with the Lebanon
Yeah, like
talk.
I remember you being really enthusiastic about moving when we
Yeah.
were younger. And I feel like it helps make us more excited because I was like happy in the US. Like I liked my
Mm-hmm.
teachers, I liked my
Yeah.
classmates, I liked the school. Like I was kind of content there and like so used to America. I didn't know how to imagine what Lebanon
I
would be
know. I
like.
think because like I I've always loved like just family and
Hmm.
culture and the values that we had.
And I think you were a bit older,
Yeah. Also,
so you would understand
mhm.
more when our parents would talk about it.
And I like experienced bullying in the US like as a kid, so I was just so like I needed to get out of out of that. I remember I would always like be coming home crying and stuff, but I did love also the teachers and the curriculum and just the way the class was and how every like I that was great in terms of school being good, but I remember like having some friends but also experiencing things that just that I didn't really enjoy.
Yeah.
I do want to know more about little child Jessica, like little baby Jess growing up in the US. Like, tell me about. I really am giving interviewer vibes, and I don't know.
I
I
know.
don't think I'm there yet, but what was it like just kind of growing up in the US for you? Because I always talk about my experiences, but that's why I'm like, I need to have you on because I think there might be a little bit of like a
Yeah.
different
We
difference
definitely had
there.
like different experiences with the move and everything.
Hmm.
I feel like growing up in America, I was really happy. Like I loved how everything felt like special. Like
Yeah.
every class was like, okay, you guys are going to do amazing today and you're going to get points and then at the end of the day with those points you can get a gift and like everything was made out to be like very special. Like
Like
every activity, every event, like the principal's birthday, you're getting a whole celebration and
that's
the
so
whole school.
true. That's
Like,
so true. I forgot about like Jess says some things sometimes that unlock memories for me, and it's like
yeah,
vice versa. I forgot that when it's
the
the
president, the
the
principal.
president's birthday, the principal's birthday, you actually celebrate with that like
Hmm.
all together. That's
And
cute.
like there's like days where your parents come and like just
Hmm.
eat with you in school and things like
A
that.
lot of activities, a
Yeah.
lot of activities, field trips, super well planned out, everything. Like, there's water balloon day where you like play outside and
Hmm.
the water
And I
sports.
was a shy kid, so all of these activities really helped me with connecting with other students
Hmm.
and making friends because you have more to like bond over
Yeah.
and like you experience things together and you like it helps you really and find friends and like group you with different people and everything. So I really enjoyed like childhood in the US and also like we had our little community of our like friends from the Middle East that were living in Lebanon and our
Yeah.
church that we
Oh,
would go to. So I really enjoyed it.
I looked forward to Sunday going to church. Like
Yeah,
it
it
was
was so
my
nice.
favorite thing because we would go to this church that all people like just families from the Middle East
Yeah.
would go to. It was amazing,
Hmm.
actually. I'm so upset that when I went this past year back to Missouri, I didn't go to St. Raymond's, which is the church that we'd go to. I
I
have
really want to
pictures
go
there.
back.
Actually, I should have done that.
Yeah.
I think like
If we
after
would stick,
mass we'd go and get donuts and all the families
yeah.
would stay together. It's not like we'd just leave immediately after and then just sit and talk and everyone's super close. And then we'd all either go to one of the families' houses out
Houses.
and do like a lunch all together, and it was barbecue, the kids all playing
Hmm.
together, soccer. I
And
love it.
like now that I'm older, I realize like how important that was also for our parents, like to have a community that feels
Yeah.
like home.
Hmm.
So
Because
that
they
was really
also
nice.
left like
They
they
left
left.
Lebanon and like their whole family was in Lebanon.
Yeah,
Like it was
and
hard for them as well.
I was saying like imagine back then there wasn't like WhatsApp, Facebook, like easy community. Yeah,
FaceTiming.
FaceTime, and we complain now. But
Yeah.
like my dad left and he lived in the US for 34 years, and then my mom 20, and communication was a lot different.
Yeah, like
Like
I
it's
remember when Skype became a thing and we would finally get to video call our
yeah.
cousins and it was like a big thing. Like
Yeah.
we can actually see our
I know.
cousins.
I would like Skype them and say, "Show me around. Like I want to see
And I feel like that was kind of
Lebanon."
our introduction to Lebanon.
Yeah.
Like it started, we were like getting closer with our cousins like online and
Hmm.
emailing them and Skyping
Emails.
them and
My
like
email, what is it? My email digital footprint is hilarious. I found emails with my cousins that are like the biggest font. It's like literally huge font. And I'm like, "Hi, are we playing Club Penguins tonight
oh,
at this time? Join this server." Like literally adorable.
that's so cute.
Adorable.
I'm so sad because I didn't log into my old email, like my first email for a really long time, and they deleted all of my old emails. I had emails from like 2006.
No, I have all of them. My
Really?
first email, I still use it till this day. Like it's my main email that mom created for me.
They
I have
deleted all of my
everything.
emails. I'm so
Like
sad.
literally from 2000 whatever. Was it 2006? I
2006, I
have I
think.
use that email to this day.
That's
It's very
crazy.
spammy because I signed up with everything on it, so it's kind of annoying. I have another one that I actually use, but then I put everything like all the other random login things on that one because
Yeah.
it's super spammy now. Too many things are sending me emails
But you
there.
can tell me and Linda are such nostalgic people
We're
and we
so
love reminiscing
nostalgic.
like over an email. We're
Oh
gonna
my God, you
reminisce.
created an email? Oh my gosh, you have your emails? Like, what?
Like our emails are even
Oh, I
sentimental.
even
Like,
have emails of us like saying, so we used to plan out our activities in the basement. So I have an email saying, Jess, meet in the basement. Because we like, the basement was like where
oh,
all our toys were, the TV, like, all our activities and stuff was in the basement. The guitar, drum set, so we wouldn't like
yeah.
annoy our parents too much. They like had the basement for us to literally just be creative, paint, do whatever we want. So I was like, meet at the basement this time. We're gonna like play games and whatever. Like Jess was probably sitting next to me as I sent that email, but I had to send it in an email, because it was an email. It was a huge deal at the time. So we're very nostalgic. Every time we look back at our childhood, I that's why I'm super grateful. I'm
Hmm.
super grateful for those memories that we have and just that I get to share them with you
Hmm.
and our brothers.
But for
Yeah.
some reason, I feel like me and Linda reminisce more and remember more, and my brothers not as much. So I try to like always reminisce with them and like
Yeah.
remind them because they kind of forgot some of these memories. But for
Yeah.
some reason, with me, they stuck so much.
And I think what really connected the dots is just the home videos that we have.
Yeah, definitely.
That really helps because I think a lot of it just was unlocked because of those videos and how much we sat down and watched them
Hmm.
back. And that's why I think we have such a like love for documenting things that we do
Yeah.
now. I think it's super important. I I love it. And now that it's just like getting into the festive season, girl is like, yeah. Um,
Sorry.
I do have like a yawning pet peeve, but not towards you.
Yeah,
Just towards in like just in general, I feel that yawning is so offensive.
I know. But
It's
for me, I
so
can't help it.
offensive.
Like,
Like if
I
you're in
have
a
really bad allergies, and when I can't like breathe, like right now, I'm
yeah.
kind of struggling to breathe a little bit. I start yawning
No, it's
uncontrollably.
not your fault, and I don't think it's anyone's fault. Like you can't hold in a
Control it.
yawn. You can't control a yawn. But it means that you're tired, and if you're tired, that means I'm boring you.
No, we just woke up. Well, like a few
That's
hours
why
ago.
if I have to yawn because I'm tired and I'm feeling bored, I'm like, no, don't yawn. But no, it's okay. It's okay. You can yawn in front of me. I won't take it personal. I'm literally like, I got her on my whole routine, so I feel bad
Yeah, I have
for
like a really bad yawning problem though. I
yeah.
yawn way too
No,
much.
it's okay. Those home videos really helped and just gave me flashbacks of what the house looked like when we decorate, how serious we take the decorations. I think is how like everyone's just competitive about it in the
Mm-hmm.
US. You have to have like your house better be decorated from the outside to the inside, you
Yeah,
know?
definitely. Like Christmas, it's like
Even
the
Halloween, everything, like
yeah, every
everything.
holiday,
Every
every holiday.
holiday.
Every
Yeah.
holiday, you feel like you're in like a theme park or
I
something with the
love
amount of
it.
like lights. Like on Christmas, everyone has like giant like blow up things, like ornaments in their yard, lit up Like I remember there was one neighbor that had like a giant reindeer that was lit up or
Yeah.
something. Like I just
I
remember
just
there being
love
a
driving
bunch
by
of
the
lights.
houses. Like I wanted to always drive by the houses, see what people have decorated. I
We love the holidays, guys.
it just makes me smile. And that's how you know that it makes me like it's just something that
Hmm.
I think is super special. So I every time my mom would want to decorate, she'd give us all little missions, and that would be to set up different things around the house, but the Christmas music would be playing, and then I would be singing to it. Just knows me and my singing. I don't stop. So it was just like singing all the Christmas songs. I really had this thing where I love to get my siblings into the Christmas spirit, or into any festive spirit.
Hmm.
I had to hype everyone up. I was like the hype person. Like, come on, we're gonna be decorating, yeah. And like
Hmm.
always, if it's the Halloween, it's like I start hyping everyone up. What's your costume gonna be? And then for Christmas decorating, even Easter, I'm like the Easter bunny. We have to like get ready for the
Yeah.
Easter bunny
That
and
was
make sure,
very like the older
yeah,
sister energy where it's like making sure everything feels special for us, but also like it was special for you too.
yeah, it
Like our
was.
parents were making it special for you and you were making it extra special for us.
I know because I think there's so much magic in the air around
Yeah.
that time.
And I feel like you were always the type that like plans activities and things like that.
Mm.
Like you would always make an activity out of an activity. Like you would always like if we're decorating, like you'd make a game out of decorating or something like that.
I don't know, but like I maybe just the festive time is like just my favorite time.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of changed as we grew because last year Jess was like giving me the festive energy. She was like, "Where are the decorations, girl?" I didn't have any decorations and Jess came and she was like, "That is not gonna happen. This girl loves her spirit, her Christmas spirit, and she's not giving that energy."
Hmm.
Just in general, I think you helped me out last year with,
Yeah, because every year we've decorated for Christmas together. Like even when we moved to Lebanon, we made it a point that like we make it like feel festive and we decorate together. We set up the
yeah.
tree and like decorate at least a little bit. So I was like, there's no way Linda's not coming home for Christmas because she couldn't come home for Christmas. And she's not gonna feel festive vibes in her house. Like, no, you have to feel it.
So she,
So I
yeah.
wanted to at least do a little bit of decorating.
She did. She got me the stocking. Stockings?
Yeah,
Stocking? I don't know.
stockings,
Yeah,
stocking,
and
the
just the
wreath and the
tree, the
tree, and
reef, like everything. It's so we sat and we decorated gingerbread houses and stuff. So I really appreciated that because I think there's this like child within each one of us in a sense. It's
yeah.
like your younger self doesn't go away. So even at any age, I still get excited to
Hmm.
do those things. But back to the US talk. Having like family friends and our cousins, it just really we had I feel we had this little community back because
No, for
we grew up
sure.
in St. Louis, Missouri. Did I
Like
even say
every
that?
Easter, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you said it, but like every Easter, every event, like every holiday, we would like go over to like one of our family friends. We would
Yeah.
spend Sundays together and go to church with them. And like my dad would be playing the Dirbeke, Arabic
Yeah.
music would be playing. They would be playing Tarnib. Like we would have this like we didn't realize that this was like Lebanese culture or like
Hmm.
Arab culture.
Even at school, I remember there were new students that were from Palestine, I think, right?
Hmm.
Was it the sisters were in our class or was it two
There
different?
were there were Palestinian people. I think someone was in your grade and then someone was like
So
one
I
of the
think maybe,
siblings
yeah, the
was in
siblings.
my grade.
So I was like extremely happy because there was someone in the class that we could talk about like our favorite food, our favorite just
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, like relate over, talk Arabic together, even though I did not speak any Arabic when I was
We
younger.
didn't speak Arabic, but we did know that my parents spoke Arabic and that they're from Lebanon and stuff. So we
Yeah.
were always curious to learn. Like, I remember begging my mom to teach me how to write in Arabic. And literally, once in a school presentation, I called refrigerator barrad because I thought the word for refrigerator was barrad. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of things, like, maybe we weren't as aware because we were young, but like, this was the things we were used to. So seeing someone in our class that had the same like
No, I literally was
culture
like,
as we had at home.
give me your phone number. And I made my mom call her mom and set up like a whole thing where they came over to our house. And I was so excited about it.
Yeah.
I was. We used to
And
go to like we would hang out in PE in the different classes.
mhm.
Also, the teachers were super sweet in the US. Like there
Yeah.
was something about teachers. They were like I really, really think that we had amazing teachers when we were
Yeah.
younger.
No, I remember
I
when we
still have them
were
on Facebook. I literally see them on Facebook.
really, I need to
Yeah.
find my teacher on Facebook,
Yeah.
but
She always like messages me like, "You've grown."
oh, that's
How
so
cute. She was my
sweet.
kindergarten teacher.
That's so cute.
I think her name was Kathy, and then there was Sarah. I'm not even gonna say the last name because like I don't want to give it away, but I was like, they were
No, like
amazing.
I remember you loved your teacher so much, Sarah, that your Club Penguin username was literally your teacher's
Because she
name.
was so sweet, like she was so understanding.
Yeah.
I was not the easiest student in a sense of like not being difficult to deal with, but I struggled a lot with learning, and I think I had like that was something that followed me years and years and years down the line until probably like high school, I would say. Probably until
Yeah.
I got into high school, like the ninth grade, or like it just, all I can think about is all the times that I just, girl, if you're not watching this, she keeps yawning. She's
Oops.
tired. Um, yeah, so I think I had so much struggles learning and just some learning disabilities that like having teachers that were understanding and didn't make me feel like I was not a part of the class because I did have to leave the class at times
Hmm.
and go to special classes. That that was like really
It's really
really
nice because you don't
nice.
feel like you're separated from your class or your friends. Like they never made you feel
Yeah.
any different.
And they like the way that they said, okay, you have to do summer school. It wasn't in a way like, oh, you have to go back, you have to do school in the summer, you have to do extra courses because if you don't, you're gonna fail the year and you have to catch up with your class. That's how it felt. Like, to be honest, I know I'm going back and forth between Lebanon and the US, but when I was in the US, they brought up that they approached me with this in a way that didn't make me feel
It's all
like
about the
what it
way you
was.
word things to a
Yeah,
kid. Like you can make it seem like a positive
because kids
experience.
understand everything.
Yeah.
We
I feel
do. We
like when
do.
I look
I'm like, we
we do,
do. We
yeah. We're
do.
kids.
Stop.
The
I need
grown age of
stop. Just
25.
the grown age of literally 25. We do, Jess. We do. Because mom still calls us like the kids, like
Yeah.
the kids, and I'm just I
Like
swear.
it's so funny. But no, when like you were saying, when I look at my cousins, I'm like, oh my God, they're so young, but like they're really so aware, and I get shocked how like understanding they are. And then I look back and I'm like, wait, but I was the same. Like when
Yeah.
I moved at 7, I felt like I was an adult. Like still remember it. I still remember the feeling, the experience, everything,
Yeah.
as if it was like I was like 15, let's say. I still remember it, but I was literally like 8 years old.
We're like babies. Well, you don't really see it, but we have Halloween decorations kind of around. We have
Hmm.
like a pumpkin basket full of candy for trick or treating. We got some lights and spider webs all around, which actually gave me a jump scare the other day. I thought a spider was next to my face, but it was just the fake spider. So it's nice. I think we kind of are allowing ourselves
Hmm.
to feel like we can be festive, which I don't know why we just weren't for a minute,
Yeah.
like for a while. Tell me, like, back to interviewer Linda mode.
Okay.
I like when we moved back to Lebanon, what was that like for you?
Okay. Definitely, I I was the sibling that took the move the hardest. I feel, or like the hardest in a different way, maybe. Like maybe it was hard for you, I don't know. But I feel like Linda was mostly excited, and for me it was just really hard because like at first with the family, like we moved in the summer. So the summer was great, meeting my cousins, spending time with them, going to the pool, like having fun.
Yeah.
It was all great. Nothing felt new, like it was all good. And I didn't really understand like how far we moved
I
until,
know that's very true because we didn't understand geography.
yeah, obviously, like at 7 years
Like we
old,
didn't
I
understand
don't know how far
geography.
it was.
So I even remember asking, like, I'm like, Mom, like, how are we all gonna fit in Lebanon? It's so tiny. It's so tiny on the map. She's
That's
like,
so
it was
funny.
so like those are the that's how you know that I was very young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like to me, like when we would take flights around the US, like when we were traveling around there for vacation, like that flight felt as long as the flight to Lebanon. Like I did not know the difference.
Yeah.
But so I didn't really process that. Like the distance was not a thing in my head. Like I felt like America was close, we could always visit again or go back and forth. But then
Hmm.
like I realized no. Um so then it was time for school to start, and I was really excited in the beginning because
Yeah.
I loved school in the US like a
Yeah.
lot. And then we get to school and it just immediately like we first difference was like we had uniforms and I wasn't used to that. And so I put on the uniform like okay, like the not too bad, whatever.
It
We
was actually
get to,
terrible. I remember it now. It was green.
yeah, it was not so
It was
cute of a
not cute.
uniform,
The
but
first one,
I
yeah.
was like, it's something new, like change,
Yeah.
it's exciting, whatever. But then for some reason, like when we reached school, I at the first like few hour in school or first like few minutes in school, I was like, whatever, I have my brothers in class, like it's gonna be okay. I was a bit intimidated, but I was like holding it in.
Hmm.
And then suddenly it was like panic mode. Like I was just
Like from the first
unhappy
day.
from the first day. Basically, they sat us down and they're like, we're gonna go to the chapel and it's gonna be a party and there's gonna be balloons and it's gonna be a whole celebration. And I was like, that sounds amazing, great. We go to the chapel. They're speaking in Arabic a lot, and I did not understand a word that they were saying. So I was stressing because I was like, I don't know, when you don't understand what's
Yeah.
happening around you, you
Yeah.
kind of feel like, where am I? Like, what's happening? Like, what is this? And like, the tone was like very strict compared to the
Yeah.
US. Like, it's like, oh, sweetheart, like, so
Literally.
kind. And like,
I've mentioned that in a different episode.
yeah, like the tone really was like so soft. And then, like, them speaking in Arabic and yelling at us, like, this year's gonna be tough and blah, blah, blah. And we're like literally in the second grade. And so it was really scary for me. And there was no balloons, no party, no celebration. It was screaming. So I'm like, what? It was like
The thing
really,
is, like, it's not like honestly, I think the education system in Lebanon's insane. Like, it's so good. It's
it's
so
good.
good. It's so good. But it's just the way that it's like
But I think if you were,
brought
if you,
out.
no, I feel like
Yeah.
if you started school in Lebanon, you wouldn't notice that. Like, you'd think it was so
Yeah.
soft and kind and whatever. I felt good knowing that my brothers were in my class in the beginning. But like in the US, they weren't in my class, and I never minded that.
Yeah.
Um, but then like we go back to class and I'm just like panicking, like I need to be out of here. I can't do this. I hate it already. Like I don't understand anything. And then our teacher's like showing us dictionaries and being like, you guys have to memorize all of this, like just
I think they just wanted
scaring
to
us.
like set the tone really high
Yeah.
from the first, because that usually what I've noticed is that teachers that start off strict are the ones that are end up being your favorite, and the
Yeah.
ones that are like, oh yeah, like
No,
love,
I
like
agree. Then you
I
get
want what's
shocked with
best
the
for, and then they're just
workload.
like super sweet and yeah, like I'm just here, I'm just want you guys to do your best. Don't worry, you're all gonna pass this class, and then
And then it
they
beats the
yeah,
hard it ends up being the
it's like
hardest or
so,
something.
like it's always like that. I
But as a kid,
genuinely
I just didn't
believe that.
understand. Like when I got older, I'm like, okay, like whatever. Like the strict
Yeah.
class is still gonna be good. It doesn't matter. But I was just like panicking about like things feeling new and
Which is fair.
yeah.
It's how you
And
felt.
so I sat next to some like girls in the class in the back of the class, and they were all speaking Arabic to each other, and I felt like I stuck out a little bit too much. Like in the US, like I blended in. Like everyone was from different backgrounds, and like no matter where what your background was, like you all felt the same.
Hmm.
But there I'm like the language is what's separating us. Like I felt different from them, and they
Hmm.
could speak something that I wasn't understanding. And so they were like talking about me, and like they weren't so welcoming. Like I felt very alone on my first day. Like the literally from the first day, everything was just going wrong
That's
for
what
me.
sucks. It could be such a different experience for like this. We were in the same school, just different class, different grade, and I had an amazing first day.
Yeah.
Like I met so many nice people immediately, like from the start, the first hour, two girls ran up to me who ended up like being really good friends of mine
For
years,
years.
years. They were twins. They were
Yeah.
twins. And they were like, "Do you want to be friends? Like, what do you speak?" I'm like, "English." They're like, "Okay, like, do you want to be like we can hang out? Do you want to like we should all hang out together in recess?" And like, I don't know why I'm like forgetting how to speak in this sentence, but they were just like super nice, and I was actually very happy about it. The one thing that just threw me off, like I would say school was fine. I didn't even like I loved it. I was just struggling more with the curriculum.
Yeah.
So if in the US I was doing like special classes, now I was really, really needing to push it to the next level of trying my best
Hmm.
because all of a sudden everyone was kind of more advanced, I would say. Everyone knew the multiplication chart,
Yeah.
everyone
I feel
knew,
like in general, school in Lebanon is like really more like the curriculum is stricter, but it's like a good higher level. So
yeah. I was like, "Oh my gosh, how does everyone know all of this?" And
especially because
so,
you
yeah.
started the fourth grade. Like
Yeah.
I started second grade, where it was the first year that you learn all of these things. So
Yeah.
like for me, education wasn't where I struggled. It was more the social aspect.
Yeah. Math was a struggle that followed me until probably towards the end of high school or like I would say grade 10, 11, 12. I started improving and really
Hmm.
working on it and actually really impressing myself. I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, you ended up
Yeah,
start
because I
like
was
doing really
so
well.
tired of being so bad at it. It was
Yeah.
like nonstop. And I was like failing and tutoring every single Saturday was just a long day of tutoring and I was so over it.
Can't breathe.
No, get your Otrivine. But you should not rely on this.
I
You
know.
rely a lot on nasal
But when
spray.
I get sick, like I can't not rely on it for a bit, but I stopped using it for a while.
Okay, good. Because I have a friend that like has been using it for years and years, and I just
No,
don't
it's
think it's
so
good.
bad. Like I force myself to not get addicted to it.
Yeah, I know. I did get my ACs cleaned out because like Jess has like allergies and didn't want her to get a lot of allergies while she's here.
I have really bad allergies and I struggle to breathe and I had to like do the thing where they burn the inside of your nose
Oh,
so that I can breathe so that I could stop relying on nasal spray and I did it and
did
I
it get
need to
better?
do it again. It got
Oh,
better, but because I have a deviated septum, it will never fully like open
I
my
have a
nose.
deviated septum apparently.
Really?
Yeah, because I went to a escape the room haunted house version and I got so scared and someone elbowed me in the nose.
Bro, your accidents are just so random and it's annoying.
I
Like
know.
like every accent you had was
Because
just
there
a
was a
little bit
guy with
too
a
random.
chainsaw. Like the lights were flickering, and one second there's nothing, and we're in like this hotel, not hotel room, in in a hospital room that's white. And then all of a sudden the light flicks, and then flicks on, and there's a guy with a chainsaw in my face.
Oh my
And then
God.
my friend is like in front of me, and I hide behind her, and she does that, and I get elbowed in the nose.
But like at least your nose like looks fine and you can breathe fine, so it's okay if you have a
Yeah,
deviated septum.
it's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that
It
I
might
have one.
actually be genetic though, because mom has a deviated septum and
No, but
so
we
do
mom
I.
got knocked in, probably
Yeah,
knocked in
mom
the,
too.
everyone did. We all
We
just got
all,
knocked in the
yeah.
nose.
Yeah, that is true. I
I'm gonna
got
knock on
really
some wood
hit.
actually right now because I don't want to get knocked on any.
Literally. I got hit in the nose so hard with a soccer ball that my nose bled for like 4 hours straight.
Oh my God.
And literally everyone thought I was gonna have a concussion or something. They're like, I'm laying on the ground
Was this in like like
in
in
school.
school? Guys, I always escaped sports in school. Let me tell you how.
After this, I made it my mission to escape
I escaped
sports.
every because it was 2 hours, so we'd have PE once a week, but it would be a 2 hour session. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm in my skirt today," but I packed my sports clothes because I had like I couldn't wear the sports clothes all day, so I packed them. I'm gonna go change, never come back. And
I
I did
started
that
doing
on
that.
repeat because I'm like we were like such a big class that they would never like he
Yeah,
wouldn't notice, but he did. So
they
I would
did,
like
but
space that out. I would do it
yeah.
like every time until one time that I would like do PE. And then he tried, like, then they really wanted me to be in volleyball. But I was so afraid to be in volleyball. I don't know, just anytime the ball would come towards me, I'd run away. And he really tried. The PE teacher loved me. I think he wanted to pair me up with his son or
Yeah, I
something.
remember that.
So he was like always super nice to me. But I would like run away from the ball and I'm like, listen, I don't want to like mess this up for the people that are actually here to enjoy it. Because like
Yeah.
it was just not a sport for me. I did boxing for like 2 years and I loved it, but just volleyball, I don't think
It's so funny
I
that you're
couldn't.
more scared of volleyball than boxing.
Oh, for sure. I have so many boxing story times. Like I have to get into them of like literally me getting beaten up.
Oh my
Ouch.
gosh.
Every time I remember, like touch my knee because I remember how bad how bad I got my knee like
Ow.
messed up. Anyways,
What were we talking about before
yeah,
that?
we like got off topic. Sorry. Back to the story because we do
Yeah,
get
we
off
had a
topic and
little
it's
bit
like
of a side
actually annoying.
conversation.
Yeah, I just struggled a lot with math growing up until I got so fed up with it. But it's like I really did try. I think it was like it was geometry. Geometry, it was I don't know. But I had a tutor every Saturday, which was my best friends, the twins that I met when I first moved to Lebanon's older
Oh my God,
sister.
yeah, I remember
She was my
that.
tutor. She was amazing. Would come over every Saturday for 2 hours and I just, that's what made me fine with all the tutoring. But I was so fed up with it. Like I was so over it. I'm like, listen, it's not you, it's the math. Like at this point, I don't want to, it's not you tutoring me. I can't do this every Saturday. And then after, no, I would have choir in the morning and then tutoring after. I'm like, my Saturday is just like
Yeah.
all
The choir
extracurricular things.
days, I
I
remember
loved
that.
choir. I was a choir girly, but the instructor was super rude, but it's okay. But I loved it. It was like my favorite. I'm like, please, it's okay. You can be rude to me. Like I can hold it together, but I just want to be here and sing and be in the little Christmas festivals and
Yeah,
shows that we would do.
I did not like that
I
teacher.
Yeah, he was terrible.
He like I never liked to sing. I was very shy, especially with my class. So he would force me to sing, and if you sing bad, he would like roll up a cardboard and hit you in the head with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
I mean,
not in a painful way, but like just to
yeah.
mock you. And I'm like, please don't make me stand out in the class. Like I'm
Oh, for
shy.
sure. He was on another level. Like there's one girl that's like a big singer now, like big singer back in Lebanon. And you know what he told her? She was in our choir and now she's
I
like an
remember
actual big
that.
singer. And he was like, "Yeah, you have the kind of voice that only lasts you a couple more years and then it doesn't get you anywhere."
I mean,
Girl literally took this into a full-time
there's
career.
always gonna be people that doubt you and people that are harsh
Oh my
and
gosh, no one sees your vision. And I
yeah.
always say that. Like, it's okay. People might see things, think things different than it's never about proving yourself to anyone. I
Hmm.
would rather let like things just plan out and work out the way they do and you go towards, your goal, your
Yeah.
vision, and people will see at the end. And
Yeah.
even it's not even my goal. My goal isn't even for people to see at the end. Like
It's just
definitely
to
that
be
would be a bonus
satisfied.
point. I would be
Yeah.
like, "Whoo, remember when you doubted me?"
Yeah.
But I think that's just the bonus in general. It's like I don't ever feel the need to express or explain myself to anyone or why I'm doing certain
Hmm.
things
I
to
feel like
anyone.
at first I wasn't like that. Like I was like a very big people pleaser type person. Like I never wanted to make anyone feel like upset. I always wanted to be doing the right thing when there's no such
Hmm.
thing as the right thing. Like people might not know what's best for you. Like even your parents might not know what's best for you. They're just giving you the advice that they
They
think is
is
right.
the best.
And then I would like take things so literal. Like if someone felt like this is right, then like I really wanted to like please people. Like I feel like
Oh, I wanted to do the opposite.
being shy and
I
being a
was
people
like,
pleaser like goes hand in hand, kind of. Like
yeah,
if you're shy, you don't want to stand out, so you do what other people like.
yeah.
And then I feel like as I got older, it
But I
like
don't see you as a people pleaser.
I feel like I used to be.
Because Jess, if
I used to
anything,
be like
she always like you always put yourself like for the most part, you're very logical and you think of things like what you know at
I
the end of the day.
used
I
to
don't know.
be.
I feel
No,
like
there
you
was
you you
actually a
really
moment that turned it around
oh
for me where I was in class, like I was in maybe like eighth grade or ninth grade even.
Hmm.
And one of my really good guy friends at the time was like, Jess, like you have to stop being a people pleaser because they're taking advantage of you and they're telling us that Jess is sending us the homework, Jess is doing our homework, Jess is helping us out with everything. And like people really took advantage of me being kind and me not wanting to say no to anyone or upset anyone. That like, and this was happening also to one of my friends, and she really had to learn like
Yeah.
not to do this because like
No one wanted my homework.
literally. And for
No
I
one,
feel like for
no
me
one wanted my homework.
the thing is for me like people knew that also my brothers were like the smartest in the
Yeah.
class, and they knew that.
That was, you know what was really hard is that I had triplet siblings that were like geniuses, and then there was me in every single special class. So it was like the
I was
teachers
though
would look at
struggling a
me and
bit.
then they would look at my like triplets, and then during parent teacher meetings, I'd be like so embarrassed because I'm like, there's such a difference. There's such a difference.
Yeah, but I feel like for me, my brother, it was like I was also comparing myself because they're in my class. Like they're
Yeah.
taking the same exact test as me. So I
But Jess took
remember,
it competitive because she ended up
oh,
doing IB.
I was really
She was
competitive
super
with grades,
competitive.
and not competitive with others in the class, competitive with myself. Like
Yeah.
I like no one ever compared me to my brothers. My parents never cared about grades. They never made it a big
Oh my
thing.
gosh, they've never asked for a report card to the
No,
point where I
literally.
would be like, "Hi, do you
I
want to see?"
got my
Like I
report
got it,
card.
like I passed math.
No, literally, I remember once I had a math test, and this was like when we are first learning geometry and stuff.
Yeah.
I got a 6 or like a 9 out of 25. Oh my God, the amount of tears that I shed. I bawled my eyes out,
Yeah.
and my mom was laughing at me. She's like, Jess, like, that's fine. Like, it's okay. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
It's
because
just a grade.
it it is just a grade.
I know, but to me, it was the end of the
Oh,
world
I agree. I
because
have journal
also my
entries.
brothers got
Like,
like a 20 out of 25 and like a 22 out of 25, and I got a 6. I'm like,
no,
oh,
they would literally get like 25 out of 20. Like they were like
yeah, I did
just
like
crazy.
after that,
They would like be
like,
complaining after, like, you know, that student that's always like, oh,
I
I got
got
a
a
20. No, no, I got a
99.
24.5 out of 25. Like,
Yeah,
what's that 0.5? And I'm like, well,
yeah, literally.
I got
That's
a
how.
5. So I got a 5 out of 25. But that actually once happened to me. I got like a 5 out of 100. In
Oh my
geometry, I
God.
solved, I solved one problem and they felt bad
That's so
because it was
funny.
even solved
But like
wrong.
now with like okay, and like you got that
No.
bad grade once, and now like it doesn't
No,
matter.
I got that bad grade and I remember journaling so much. I think like I was saying like the struggle that followed me so many years down the line was just education
Hmm.
and literally like just struggling to pass all the time
I
and
feel
struggling
like
with
also when there's a
grades.
lot of pressure, then like you start to struggle even more because you're like, okay, now I feel like I got one bad grade, so then I'm behind, and then it kind of like can spiral you down.
You know, I took it and I held it in for so many years. I think it really, really made me so like it just upset me that I felt this way and that I couldn't do anything about it to the point where I did something about it. And
Yeah,
then I ended up like
that's how it
studying
was
I
for
ended
me.
up like studying math and doing really well towards the end of like high school. And then I studied in university something that required a lot of math, but it wasn't like, oh, it was easy. I just had to redo like restudy
Yeah, you put in
10x
the
of the
effort.
person that studies once, you know?
Yeah,
Like I
but
just
you
had to put
didn't
in the
let
more
like
work.
something that was hard on you like stop what you wanted to do, which is
No.
good. Like you didn't let it affect you.
I mean, I did for many years. I cried over math and turned it into music,
No,
but I
but like
had
I
to
mean,
make it
it
into
didn't
something I
you didn't
enjoyed.
let it affect like your path and what you wanted to do.
No, no, of course not.
You're really good at
English,
writing. Girl, you helped me so much like my last semester with writing.
how?
I had a creative writing class,
How?
and Linda's creativity skills saved my story.
Okay, maybe in that case. I don't know. Anyways, I just really
And
enjoyed university.
storytelling. You're good at writing stories.
Okay,
But that
possibly,
wasn't in
but
school.
in grammar, no. When I had to do HTML, whatever, what was it? HTTP, what is it? HT, MAL?
MAL.
No. Like all that citation at the
Yeah,
end. I'm
MAL.
like, how do I like even cite these things? Like, I don't know. It was just like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I would study like really much more than my brothers, and I had to learn that it's okay that I have to do like double the effort, and they like can read the book
Yeah.
once and memorize it like Rich, and his photographic memory, I will never understand. Like genuinely, okay, now I'm jumping from grades. I ended up doing fine. I was like an average student throughout like school. I would get like 80s, high
That's
70s,
not
like
average. That's like upper
yeah, but
average.
my brother's grades were always 90s. Like the report cards was
Yeah.
Rich was never below the 90s. Even Nick, like Rich would like study a bit. Nick would not even study and he would get like a 90.
Yeah.
But then like jump to IB, my my math teacher actually, because I was not that good at math, but I feel like my attention span was what was affecting me. Like when I would go home and study, I would do well, but like in class I could not focus. Like I'm just hearing numbers on repeat, I'm gonna lose
If that was
focus.
me in biology, I would just like bring my
Yeah,
like
and why would they
random
have
books and
like
start
2
reading.
hours of math consecutively? Like who can focus for
Yeah.
2 hours on that? But my math teacher ends up like saying like you're not qualified for IB. Like I got into IB because they have to approve you in the beginning.
Okay.
But she said like I don't think you can do it. Like this isn't for you. Just do AP. It's easier for you. And then,
What?
yeah, she like really was like kind of putting me down. In the end, like, I don't blame, like, she ended up being a very supportive teacher later on. She just didn't see the vision. Some people aren't going to see the vision.
Yeah.
And then, even like friends, like, some of my friends' moms saying I can't do it. Like, a
Those
lot of
parents that
people,
get involved with other people's children and like
yeah,
students, like
saying
why?
like she's going to drop out anyways and like just didn't believe in me.
She
I'm like,
didn't. She stayed consistent.
I
She
was like,
graduated. She did it. I
even
was
my
in AP and
parents
I
were
was
like, "Are
living
you
my best high
sure you
school
want to
life.
do IB? Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough." Like, a lot of people, they like really stress us out about IB. I'm like, I am like, if you say I can't do something, I'm gonna do it.
No,
Like,
but I'm very proud of you because I was just
yeah.
living my best high school life. Like I did not have
I mean, I
IB.
feel like by the time of IB, I was so over school that I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to lock in.
Yeah.
But and like although I had smart brothers, people will be like, "Oh, you're a triplet, like you can just copy from them and stuff." No, my brothers are not like that. Like when we
They're
would,
so by the book.
yeah, and like if even tried to look at their paper, they would snatch it away. No cheating,
Girl, I would
and
literally go and I would literally get that paper.
literally
Like, what do you
my
mean?
parents would like fight with my brothers, not fight with them, like beg my brothers to tutor me, and they would refuse to tutor me. And when they would, we would get into big fights. I would end up crying because they're like, "Jess, how do you not get this?" Like they were in higher level math, I was in the standard math because I didn't need it for what I wanted to study, and they wanted to do engineering, so they needed to do higher level math. So I'm like, tutor me. They would not help me. We'd end up getting in fights, so I had to get a tutor later for the official exams. Literally in biology, that, oh my God, I wanted to be a psychology major at that point. I
Yeah.
wanted to study psychology. It was my dream. And so thought I have to do biology because like I need it for psychology. So my brother was also doing high level biology and he was getting 7 out of 7 on everything. Like his photographic memory, Rich like could read a page and he would memorize it. For me, like I have to reread the passage over and over and over again and write notes,
Yeah.
then study my notes. So I was not doing well in biology. And Rich was getting literally the highest grade in the class, the highest grade that IB students have ever gotten in past
I
years.
know, but you know what's so funny is that our brothers like studied the same thing, like engineering, and me just also did like business.
Yeah. It's
It's
really
just so
funny
it's
that
so
the boys
funny.
like end up being the same and then the
Yeah.
girls end up being the
And
same.
now Nick and Rich are both in New Mexico in the US doing like
Literally.
such similar things. And now me and just like literally all we talk about are this like the same
Yeah,
things
it's
like
kind of
marketing,
crazy.
business, um, filming,
No,
YouTube.
literally, it's
It's so
crazy how we
crazy.
like both of us like grouped up and became,
Yeah, it's so
but
like that's why my mom is always like I wanted there to be like I wanted two girls and two boys so that they each have like a best
yeah,
friend.
no, and it's nice to like it's nice because like for me and Nick, like recent, like because we had to leave now and so
Yeah.
suddenly, we were really like bawling our eyes out before leaving about like being separated and like the whole family being far.
Yeah.
But it's nice knowing that like me and you are here and then they're there. So if we're visiting each other, like we're gonna see each other, you know? And my brothers were in the UK for like 2 years for uni. So
Yeah.
that was like we had a glimpse of it being distant and it was like sad. So I didn't want that to happen again. So it's nice that we like kind of all have the same interests. Like
I know.
they have the same interests. They both are like very engineer. Like when they're together, you're like, okay, like they're just talking about like
I know,
random
but it's
engineering
not like
stuff.
they're only into that. Like they actually find like a lot of the things that we do like on YouTube and stuff super
Yeah.
interesting. They give us advice. Like we all have a group chat and we talk and
Yeah.
stuff. So I think we're like all really similar in a way. We just have different like
Yeah.
characteristic traits.
That is
But
true.
it's nice. I feel like we went on so many different like back and
We went
forths a
on a
little
bunch of
bit.
different tangents, but this is like you're getting a glimpse of our conversations, what
Or
they're really
yeah,
like. This is even a bit toned down for how much conversation switching we usually
I
have.
know. I know. But like yeah, so I think there were some differences growing up in the US and growing up in Lebanon that we both kind of experienced, but it was like it was interesting to see and that's why like I always had this in the back of my head like how would I be as a person? How would I be as a
Yeah,
person if I just like if we completely grew up there? How would you be? I start to think not only how I would be, how would you be? How would Nick be rich?
I
Like
know.
all of us. Because
But
like even
that's why
like
I'm like grateful because
yeah,
I'm like I wouldn't change how things are because like we ended up being very close and like
yeah.
I worry that if we grew up in the US, like what if we weren't that
What if we
way?
all went to different states for uni and we all just like, I don't know. I don't know how yeah, how but I think our environment definitely did affect us a lot. And well, we were kind of separated in high school in school days, not high school
Hmm.
days, in school days because I had this like I love to change schools phase where I was switching schools almost every year just because I did face bullying in the US and I did face bullying intensely in Lebanon
Hmm.
and I had to change schools like it was gonna involve the police. Like it was
Yeah,
so
I
bad.
remember how like it being really bad and like I was like the younger sister that looks up to my older sister and seeing people say such horrible things
Yeah.
like I remember it being so sad for me. Like I remember just like sitting and like literally you would be like sitting with mom and dad like talking to them about what's happening and you were taking it really well, I feel. And for me I'm like how could someone be saying that? Like this is so serious and like
It was really serious. Like people were saying disgusting and scary things, and I think it was like it was children, except too many older people got involved in it. And it was what grade was I?
you were in like the
Seven?
seventh grade and they were
Yeah.
involving like the like seniors, I feel,
Yeah.
like the older
It got
students.
too much and I was like, I have to leave this. This is not a good environment. People were updating their BBM status to RIP Linda Karam. I still have the screenshot. I still have screenshots of the chats that I was getting that were really just, it was just another level of bullying. Like,
Sorry, I'm not bored. I swear.
it's
That
okay,
was
it's
like a
okay.
big yawn.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was just intense bullying that came out of nowhere and it was just started by someone that was my best friend at the time, which is so crazy. And that's why you really like kids really you have to just be careful. But I
Mm-hmm.
left schools and I was just, I was kind of saw it as an upside because then I get to
Yeah,
go to a new
I
school and
feel
meet
like you
new
always liked
friends.
meeting new
Oh,
people,
I
so you
love
were
meeting new
happy.
people. I was super happy. Like throughout, it was okay. Like I directly involved my parents. I'm like, this is out of control. Just was like broadcasted everywhere. I was like
I
threatened to
feel
be
like as a
beaten
kid,
up, and I'm like, come to my house. Like, come here. And I was just like really,
yeah, you've always been this like you defend yourself, you stand your
yeah, because I'm
ground.
like, you want to come to my house? Come.
I feel like I handled my bullying way different. Like when I was bullied in like the second grade.
Oh yeah. I remember standing up for you too in the second grade. Someone like
Yeah.
stopped being your friend, and I was like, why? And I like went up to them and I'm like, I just was like trying to understand. Like, I don't know. I get super defensive over my siblings and like over my
Yeah, and I remember
yeah.
even one time,
Ugh,
sorry,
there's
like
this
switching,
annoying hair.
but
Jess's
like
hair is
my
everywhere.
guys, my hair has been
Like
falling
it's
out a little bit too
everywhere.
much. It's actually alarming how much hair of my hair has been falling out. But I remember like I was really shy and like struggling to make friends. So like I made a little group of friends and you had me invite them over for something.
Really?
Yeah. And then like you were doing their hair and their makeup and like trying to make it feel like easier on me. And like, yeah, you really helped. Like, I remember like my friends all really liked you, and I was so happy because it made it less awkward. Like, I had something to bond with them over. And like,
Okay, I don't
yeah,
remember that.
yeah, like,
I just think I love just like doing little activities because like even my little cousins now I'm like
mm-hmm,
even if I'm 25 years old I don't even care. I'll get in the little tiny car. I'll play basketball in a hoop that's like half my height.
mm-hmm,
Like I literally love to play, like I love
yeah,
activities. I
yeah,
I can all the like playing chase, embarrassing myself, like I don't care. I love to do it.
yeah.
But I also, we didn't even really like, we've been yapping, we've been talking so much, and literally, I need to leave soon to work.
What
But,
time is it?
and yeah, it's like, yeah, I have to leave soon. But Jess, like, you didn't even really get into kind of your, how you would literally run away from school. I need to have my breakfast, and I didn't have my breakfast because we're
Yeah.
out of ingredients for my extremely detailed
Oh
breakfast.
no.
Yeah,
You should just grab something.
yeah.
But anyways, so I had a really bad first day, and I don't remember if I stayed the whole first day or if I ran away from the first day, but I feel like
Just in general, after that day, like, she just ran away
that
every
day was just
day.
like I didn't like it. The recess was not like recess in the US. To get food, you have to like literally jump
You have to
over
hustle. It's a
a bunch
hustle.
of people to get a manushe. Like it was not
No, no, literally in
what I was
America you
used to.
have like
You have
I
your
don't want to like
code.
back and forth. You have your code in America, like you have to put in your PIN and then you get your tray and
Everyone
you go.
gets the same exact meal.
No, but I think in Lebanon you just learn
The
you
hustle.
learn
You
the
learn the
hustle.
hustle. Like
So you're not, if you
if
want a
you're not
manouche,
jumping over all
there's
these
not gonna be
students.
infinite manaish. Like you have to get it before they finish. So you have to jump
Mhm.
over everyone and you have to like and if even if you're a tiny little kid,
It was
you have to be
intense.
yeah, it was intense.
So I was just seeing that. I was not used to it. And then, like, the people in my class were not friendly. They did not want to hang out with me in break. But my brothers made friends, like,
And
immediately.
yeah, and
Like, the guys in the class were so, like, oh my God, like the Americans in the class, and they were so welcoming to my brothers. And then the girls were like,
I
who's
got a
this?
flashback. That was a huge gasp.
What?
When you went to our last school, I remember I was so anxious about you making friends because I remember you had like a difficulty like really meeting genuine people,
Mm-hmm.
but you made really good friends.
Yeah, that's why our
That was,
last school was my
yeah,
favorite because the first day, this
yeah.
girl in our class like sees me. She knew Linda through her sister because Linda had met her sister a year before.
Oh, yeah.
She sees me and she's like, I literally walked through the door and she's like, Jess! And it was so nice, like having genuine people in the
Yeah,
class. And
there
like
were good
we even had
people.
to take like entrance exams and like I met people through that. So
Okay.
our last school was my by far my favorite. I'm still best friends with literally so many people from my
Yeah.
class. Like it was amazing. But the first few schools were not that good. I think it progressively got better. Like the second school, I had some friends, but like I don't talk to them anymore.
I do. Surprisingly, a lot of them were in uni with me.
Really, I don't.
Yeah.
I had one in uni with me, and she was not
Oh, I
nice to me.
even ran into someone like at a coffee shop in the mountains, and she's so sweet. And I should see her while she's here. She lives in Dubai
No
now.
way.
Yeah,
That's
I
cute.
really love like catching up with people and seeing like where life is, you
Yeah.
know. But Jess, like what was really like the culture shock, I think was I just in general like
Yeah, the culture shock hit me hard. I started running away from school every single day. Like I could
yeah.
not last a day in school. Like
No, but
the
like what
second,
just you have to describe what you mean by running away. She
yeah, so
would end up on the
basically,
street. Like she would
yeah.
escape the barriers.
There was a security guard and he would sit in like a little booth and I
He would
was like
chase her.
small. I would like
He would
bend
chase her.
down, run out, and then he would see me and he would chase me down the street. And it was like literally a hill.
Which is so
I would
dangerous.
run all the way down. Yeah, it's dangerous because it leads to like a highway. And
Yeah.
I would literally just bolt. Like I did not want to be anywhere near the school. I just wanted to go home. I did not know how to get home, but I wanted to be home. And
It
I
just
just
shows how your environment, like making friends is
yeah.
so important. That's
And
why I think icebreaker games that teachers do is so like
yeah.
so
I had a bully sitting next to me. She would make fun of me and talk in Arabic about me. And like her best friend would also bully me.
What's up
And
with all
so,
these bullies? Like, I'm
yeah,
just so
no, the
scared for
like,
like just bullies in general. It just
yeah,
upsets me.
it's really sad that like kids could be doing that to other kids, and then the
It
teachers
did
would
make me
change.
super tough though. Like
Yeah,
now anyone can talk about anything and be like, okay,
yeah, definitely.
and
But there was a
yeah.
like a psychologist in school, and he like I would tell him everything, even though I hated going to him. But like they would make me tell him, so I would tell him like the girl next to me is bullying me, so they'd switch my seat, and it would be a little like minion of that girl
Oh my
that's
God.
bullying me again. So then they switched my seat to the best friend of that bully, and she stands up in the middle of the class, and she's like, I was crying, and I was trying to hide that I was crying because I was so miserable. And she stands up, she's like, I don't want to sit next to this girl anymore. She's like, she's crying and it's annoying me. And I'm like, she put all the attention on me now. I run away. I literally got up and I ran out.
No,
It was
Jess.
so bad. Like, and in
I think our
breaks, like,
like
I would sit alone. I did not want to talk with anyone. I didn't like them. And I didn't want to bother Linda or my brothers because I would see them, like, with friends having fun. And then the bully would, like, pick up sand and throw it in my food. And I'm like, I can't, like, I couldn't eat and
if
break and
I
feel
knew that at the
comfortable.
time, Jess, I would throw hands.
Yeah, but
Like I would
I
literally get
never wanted to
expelled
like
over that.
tell anyone what was happening because I didn't want to burden them, but like I still had
But
to.
Jess, that's the thing. She like keeps things to herself, and I just hate that because I'm the opposite. I like express everything. That's why I feel that like the problem gets solved immediately because I'm like
Mm-hmm.
so vocal about it. I either make it into a bigger problem or
Yeah.
I make the problem go away.
Yeah.
But like when I started realizing what was happening with Jess, I tried my best in any way that I could. Like I would sit with her and watch movies with her that would kind of like inspire her, like write notes and like I would try my best to motivate you to like
Yeah.
get out of that, but it was more than that. It was like really it
Yeah,
was
like I ended up having to go to a psychologist, and
yeah.
it also was not helping. Like nothing was really helping. Um it was just really like hard
Yeah.
to get back into it, but eventually I did start going back to school. I forgot how long I didn't end up going to
It was a
school
couple
for.
I remember like every morning she would get dressed and then change her mind or she would just cry when she'd hear the alarm.
Yeah.
It was like a big deal and I think our parents were also getting used to living in Lebanon again. Like they lived
Yeah.
so
And
long
like
like abroad
yeah, I
that
got like diagnosed with separation anxiety, and I just like I needed my mom around me all the time, which my
mhm,
mom always jokes now. She's like, "You became such an independent person." It's
mhm.
funny to think that like there was a time where you could not be separated from like
Yeah,
a familiar person. Like even having my brothers in my class was not enough for me.
I know. Like to at the end I think our parents were getting a little worried on the school situation.
They didn't
They
want me
were
to
already
fall
looking into us
behind.
changing schools. Like I think they just wanted us close to home at first, so they like found the first school that like was closest to the
Yeah,
house.
and it was like
But
recommended to them or
yeah, and then
something.
they found another one. It was actually like not the best school to be
Yeah,
honest.
but eventually my mom started coming to school with me, and then it worked for a while until it didn't, and then my aunt started
Yeah.
coming to school with me, and I was too shy to say no, that it like forced me to like get comfortable because I'm like I don't want to keep burdening her, that I'm like, you know what? I have to push through, like
Yeah,
I
because she
have
had
to
a
do
full-time
this.
job, but she would come and she would it was so
Yeah.
cute. She would
And in
like
recess, she'd show me, she's like, this is the office that I work in. And I'm like, I'm taking her away from her work. And like, she has her own, like, her own kids. Like, I felt really bad.
but I was getting kind of jealous at one point because Jess was getting all the attention,
Getting all the new
all the gifts every
toys.
day that she would go. Every day that she would go to school, she'd get to go to a toy store after and pick any toy she wanted. Girl was collecting so many toys. I'm like, what do you mean now you have a bedazzle machine, you have a
Yeah.
braid machine, you
A
have a
tattoo
Barbie
machine,
doll, a tattoo.
everything.
Literally, I'm like, excuse me, I just got like like I got like a science lamp. What is it called? Microscope. And it was just to do more homework. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, my parents really put like a big
But
effort into
yeah,
trying to
but
make me feel
I was
okay.
glad that after, sometimes like it just it was a lot. It was a
Yeah.
lot to like no one really realizes how different it was.
Yeah.
Our
And it
house was
affected me
different.
for,
Our routines was
yeah.
different. Our lifestyle, like our friend, like the family friend
And that's why
groups.
to anyone that's moving now,
Yeah.
like really understand that it takes time. It took me years to feel like Lebanon is home, and
Yeah,
now I can't imagine anything feeling more like home than Lebanon.
I agree.
And it's not going to be easy when you leave somewhere that you're used to because you're changing your whole life and your routine. And I know a lot of Lebanese people are moving now,
Yeah.
whether it's for uni or for a job. So really, like, give yourself time, be
It
patient.
takes so much time. It even took me a year to literally feel like this could be home for me, or this could be. And I feel like a lot of us, it's like home is where the heart is. And it did take time. It took time for me to adapt to leaving. And I don't know, my home will always be like Lebanon. It opened up my eyes a lot. I experienced so much, so many things that I never expected I would experience in my
Yeah,
life.
so like no matter how
Yeah.
hard the move was, I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah.
Like we ended up having an amazing childhood in
Living
Lebanon
across
too.
the street from our grandma,
Yeah, like
next
we
to our
could even do like
cousins.
probably a whole other episode of our childhood in Lebanon. Like we did so
Yeah.
many back and
Like
forths to give like
childhood
a,
to teen, like
yeah.
so many.
So I'm grateful for it in the end, and all of this like I think it taught me a lot, and being at the
It
point
shapes
where I
you.
am now, I see the value in like having confidence and like being comfortable with yourself, because there was a point where I wasn't like that
Yeah.
because I was struggling to feel like I fit in the move, but
I
it all will
always,
work out.
yeah, it is, when you have a different background and you now like there's a difference between having your nationality, your background, but also somewhere that you grew up and that you also believe is home. So just kind of feeling like where is that
Yeah.
middle ground of where you belong.
Hmm.
But I think me and Jess are like, now the world is our home. We
Yeah.
love to travel.
I feel like that made us
But we
like
love to travel
open.
together.
Yeah.
When me and that's the thing, is no one really will love to travel with me, I think. Or maybe I say that, but I'm super active. I love to go out. I love to do my like morning workout and then stay out till like 5 in the morning. I have no problem. I
Hmm.
have no problem. No one will understand me on vacation because I take it so serious on
No, literally.
the
Like we stayed in Paris for a month. There was not a day where we were not out all day.
yeah.
For 1 month, like being that like in Lebanon, like or even here, like I'm not out 24/7 all
Oh,
day.
she was out and literally gave me a heart attack. Like she scared me so bad in Paris once because I'm like, yeah, go out with your friend and have a great time. Like I was being like the chill older sister, like, yeah, go out, girl. Like go have fun. All of a sudden, I'm like, send me your live location. I was staying in that night and I wake up and she's still not back. And I'm like, what the heck? Where is she? Why isn't she responding? One check on WhatsApp. I'm like, excuse me. I said, go out, but don't be like, don't disappear on me like that. She ends up literally like, how can I describe the image that I see on my live location? Her picture, her face in the middle of the canal,
Yeah.
in the middle of it, not on the side, in the middle of the water. I'm like, oh my gosh, I started putting on my shoes. I was going to the canal at like, I don't even know what time it
It
was.
was
I'm
really
like, I'm gonna
late.
find Jess in the canal. Like, literally, it freaked me out so bad. I'm like, how can I let Jess go out with a stranger? Like, now it's all my fault. I was getting a full on panic mode.
And
And
we
then
were
she
just
responds to me. She's like, yeah, I'm just chilling next to the canal. We're sitting and talking. I'm like, girl, go back to that cafe right now and I want to see your live location update because I'm not gonna see you right in the middle of the canal. Like I was freaking out.
yeah, we
But
were just
we just like have fun. Like I don't know. When we travel, it's just
it's just
so
good
many so many
times.
good times. Like we were in New York together and Jess had gone before. It was my first time. So she was giving me a full-on tour of all the places. We love doing a lot of wholesome things, but also we need to go out. Like I'm
Hmm.
all about we really tried to fit in everything. Like didn't keep a spare moment. We'd be up at 5 in the morning to do a workout class, but probably asleep like at 4 in the morning. I didn't even
Hmm.
care. There was some nights that we slept a bit early, surprisingly, to be honest.
Hmm.
But I love it. I love making memories with Jess and more
Yeah.
memories. And I'm so glad that you're here in Dubai because that means we get to
No, I'm
do
so happy to be here and get to,
yeah.
make more memories, have more experiences
Yeah, I'm
together.
like, this weekend, girl, I'm taking you out. We're gonna go out and about and not protect our peace as much. Maybe the
Mhm.
next day, the next morning, we can do like a spa day or something.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we need to live life because YOLO. I'm loving the word YOLO right
Yeah.
now. I'm
These
saying it
past
all
few
the time.
days, you've been on the YOLO kick.
I'm on a YOLO kick. I'm like, hashtag YOLO, hashtag 2015. Oh my God, that's gonna be 10 years ago, Jess.
That is wild.
That is
Please
scary.
don't remind me.
I am terrified. But yeah, I think we were a little bit,
We were a little bit all over the place, but we kind of gave you a backstory, and I feel like it's really hard to give a backstory without jumping
yeah,
because,
it's just
like,
how we are though. This is how we
yeah.
sit and talk and debrief all the time. And we'll like talk about so many random things. I love it.
Yeah. I hope that all made sense and
No,
like you
but
could
even
piece
with
everything
even with my
together.
friends, I'm just like we'll talk about so many things at once,
Yeah.
and it's like this is actually like girl talk.
Maybe like our generation's just like our attention span is like really messed up and we switch a
No,
lot between things, but
we
it's
do.
okay.
It is okay. I'm also like really hungry right now, girl. I'm like, I need my
You gotta make
breakfast. I need to
breakfast.
make my brekkie. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, according to Linda.
Mm.
Oh, and yesterday we did like a mukbang trying food, and I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
like, oh,
I slept
stomach
and woke
ache.
up with a bad stomach
Yeah,
ache.
I'm not for the
We're not
mukbang. We're
mukbangers,
not
guys. We're
mukbangers. We
not built
tried. I
for
mean, it
that.
was fun. It was really fun, and we were
Yeah.
funny. We got like spicy wings and stuff, and it was hilarious. But the mukbang life,
It's not meant for us.
it's difficult out here. It's hard. But we should film more of those.
Hmm.
Yeah, we've also been going live and doing some fun live streams on Twitch.
Hmm.
We actually have been doing that every single day. We
Yeah,
go live for
Twitch has been
hours.
it's really
It's
fun.
so fun. We have a whole little family out there.
Yeah,
Like,
we need to update them on the
oh my gosh,
Discord.
text them now. We're like besties. They know my whole life now. It's actually scary, but they know everything about me.
Yeah,
I
and
just
like
say all the uncensored things of like literally anything, just like how I am on the podcast, but just like I'll be coming home from like an outing or like I'll be out and I'll be like Jess will have the live already started. I text Jess, I'm like start the live, and I walk in and I'm like this and that happened, like
yeah.
I was out blah, blah, blah. And I love that. I love that. It's so fun.
I'm telling them we're talking about them
Oh
on the
my gosh, tell them that
podcast.
we're talking about them on, we have a Discord group chat and it's so fun. We just update each other every day on live. Me and Jess decorated the whole place Halloween theme on live.
We're talking about you just
Yeah. Tell them that we talked about them on the podcast. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that we got to sit down and record this and
hmm
talk and yap and debrief and all of that good stuff. No matter how all over it can get. Jess, thank you for joining
Thanks for
the
having me.
episode, for being on the Sabah El Kheir podcast. It's just so nice to have you here live in person. Maybe it
I
is
know.
AI.
I
No, I'm
would
joking. I'm joking.
I would
But
always watch and I'd be
yeah,
like, I need to be on here.
I
Like when can
know.
how
I
can I
know.
teleport to this couch? And now I'm here.
And now she's here. She's on the couch. I don't know how we squeezed in, but we did. And it's comfy and it's cozy. And
Hmm
I love this little couch in this zone. We've been either like we sit here on the desk there because I
Yeah.
got the new desk and stuff. Anyways, thanks for getting on the podcast. This is
Thanks
so
for
exciting because
having
it's your
me.
first time on
It's my first
Sabah El
podcast,
Kheir.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks
thanks
for
for being,
having me.
yes, to more Sabah El Kheir mornings. Sabah,
Hmm
good mornings together. Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, tuning in, watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.